Hi, and welcome to this next episode from Paula at Boss Lady Coaching. And welcome. Today's episode is going to be 3 steps about successful networking for introverts. I am an introvert, and it's only something that I've realized I actually am, if you wanted to put a label on it, which I'm comfortable doing. In probably the last few years, I've actually realized that I am an introvert, and that's okay. But I can be an extrovert when I need to be an extrovert. But generally, my overall psyche is being an introvert. And networking sometimes can be super hard. So I wanted to share with you these 3 steps that I find successful when you're networking your business. The first one being know your limits. As an introvert and also as an empath, I actually get quite exhausted from networking, and I have to set my limits to know on where I need to stop. Usually it's one a week. Sometimes I can push myself to do 2 networking events a week. Other times, not so much. So it's really just asking myself how I'm feeling at the time, what I'm prepared for, what other things I've got going on in my business at the time. If I'm doing other, you know, interviews or group meetings or things like that, and where my energy is spent at that time. Knowing your limits will give you those boundaries to be able to set. So recently I was really exhausted. I'd done 3 networking events in a week, which was a lot for me. And then I had a friend of mine ask me if I wanted to go to another one on that Friday of the same week. And I just went, you know what, I'm done. I'm peopled out, as I like to say. It's my bit of a quirky term. And it's nothing against people. It's nothing against particular people. It's just me having the energy to give to networking and to give it well, to really represent my business. Knowing those limits is being able to know my boundaries and being able to say no. As much as I love hanging out with my friend and we go to networking events together quite often, sometimes I just need to go, hang on, it's not in my best interest to do that, and I'm going to struggle for it. So think of it as a recharge pad. So like those vacuum cleaners that go around your house automatically, when they've done everything that they can do, their energy out, they've gone. And when their energy is draining, they need to go back to their recharge pad, recharge so they're ready to go again. So think about it that way. If you get out there, you do what you need to do, you really give the energy to the networking, and then you're finding yourself drained, then there's nothing wrong with going back to your recharge pad. Number 2, pick the right networking group. Finding the right networking group is going to actually reduce the energy that you need to put into it. Obviously, it might take some energy to find that group, but once you're in a consistent and showing up consistently, once you're in a consistent flow of the group, you'll feel it just relax. And all you're really doing then is hanging out with friends. That's really what it will be about, rather than having to get out there and sell your business and, grow and just constantly put all that energy in. All you're doing is hanging out with your favorite people and building connections. That's really all it needs to be. And it'll reduce the energy that you need to put into it. So you might be able to extend beyond the 1 or 2 you might do a week if you've got time to do that. And you might be able to push yourself to 3 or 4. Even I know people will do some every day if they can. And so it's knowing that, your limits and picking the right group to give that energy to. And the third one is connecting one-on-one afterwards. So when you find that group of people, keeping that connection on a one-on-one. If you don't want to go out, then set up a couple of Zoom meetings. And for me, being an introvert, I love Zoom meetings. Well, one being a virtual assistant or an online coach, that I love anything online. Of course, it makes it easy for me. But setting up one-on-ones and Zoom chats means I don't have to go anywhere. So I don't have to be in more people environments, which takes a lot of energy out of me. And I don't have to juggle my workload to get out of the office and then get back in the office and go and meet someone and have to be there for a little bit longer than when you think you were, which is not a bad thing. It can be quite a good thing if you're getting into a flow of conversation. But doing a Zoom chat is actually, you can make it a bit shorter. You can make it a lot more to the point. You still get to connect with people, and then you're still building those connections. So when you are actually at the event, it's just that connection building and building and building. So I would recommend when you do a networking event, just also put in there like one-to-one with someone via Zoom once a week or once a fortnight. And that's going to help with your energy levels as well, but it's going to give you maximum return on your networking. After all, if you're putting this energy into your networking events, and we need to get some sort of return from it, right? Otherwise, what's the point? You've built it, you're extending, you're expelling that energy. You're also not getting anything back from it. So find what works for you and really stick to that, and you will excel, and it'll be an amazing journey for you. If you'd like help in growing your business to that next step, that next level in your business, then reach out to me for a free 15-minute session, and we can talk about, and I can give you strategies to get you into that next level. All right. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.